Hello YouTube, what is going on? This is Epic Big Bird, and I am finally back after an extended absence from YouTube. I am very sorry about that long delay in videos, guys. It's been about 3 weeks since my last video has been aired. It's been a really busy 3 weeks for me. I'm just going back to school. School is a really busy time of the year for me, so videos are probably going to come out a little bit less. I'm going to do my best to still at least try and do one a week, but we will see what my schedule represents because school really does have to come first, you guys. I hope you understand. But with that being said, I did find some time to play a few battles this week, and I have one really good one that I'd like to talk about here. So this is a Epirus versus Rome battle, and in this battle I have fielded with me today 2 Royal Peltists, which my general resides here on the left flank. These units are flanking my 4 Levy Pikemen Infantry Corps. They're backed up by 4 Mercenary Cretan Archers. And then for a cavalry contingent today, I have brought in with me 4 Citizen Cav, 2 on each flank, and 2 Aspis Companion Cav, 2 on each flank. And my opponent today has fielded a Roman army consisting of 6 Legionnaires, 4 Leves, and 2 Velites. And he has 7 Auxiliary Cav as well on the flanks, I believe, 3 on his left, 4 on his right. So let's get into this battle, guys. You can see here, so my opponent brought a lot of javelins, and that tells me that he's probably going to rush me, so I go ahead and go into pike phalanx right away at the start of the battle. I want to make sure that my pikes are going to be in favorable engagements if they get into contact with these Roman legionnaires. You can see his cavalry are going to go ahead and accept an engagement with my cav. Actually, I kind of brashly charged these cavalry, I will be honest. You can see here my opponent does a good job, maneuvers this cavalry out of this engagement, and now this is going to give him cav supremacy on my left flank. You can see he's going to use this extra cavalry unit to go after my archers, which is a very smart decision. He knows that my archers are very dangerous to his levies, and he wants to make sure that they cannot do damage to his levies. So you can see here he's doing a good job. He's going to displace my general here, pull out, maybe lose a cavalry unit or 2, and then shoot after my very ripe Cretan archers. I do have them targeting his cavalry at this point, and they will be able to tear up an auxiliary cav. But he is going to get a pretty decent exchange here. I'm bringing over a citizen cav as well to try and help. Over here, his legionary cav are beating his auxiliary cav are beating my citizen cav actually. Over here, his auxiliary cav are routing against my Aspis companions, supported the citizen cav. But this is also a problem now. So now you can see that cavalry engagement has not been going my way. He's got another free cavalry on my left unit over here. Now he's charging on my right. Over here, I get a much better charge and manage to pin 3 of his cavalry with 2 of mine, and then I am going to be able to support the fight with a Royal Peltist over here, as well as continued archer support. But over here, let's take a look. His free cavalry unit getting into my archers again. This time he's going to go through my general, and my general is going to make him pay for that. But again, he's going to be getting a pretty decent exchange here. Here, I finally managed to get my archers away from his auxiliary cav. And now I have them tied up with some citizen cav along with supported archer fire. Here you can see he gets another auxiliary cavalry unit free from this fight and gets them into my mercenary Cretans here. So again, he's being very diligent and attacking my skirmishing contingent, and this is really important because my skirmishers provided me with a very large edge over my opponent's short-range javelins. But as you can see, the cavalry fight as a whole is starting to sway in our favor now. These auxiliary cav are still fighting my Aspis companions and citizen cav, but they shouldn't be for long. Over here, we've crushed his right. You can see now his leves are moving, and this whole time his infantry has been in testudo. Not a bad decision, but I don't really think it's necessary in my own opinion. So I'm still wrapping up his auxiliary cav, and now his levies are coming up to fire, but this is really, really bad. You can see he's doing a lot of damage to these levy pikes. However, the only problem with my opponent's tactic here is that he left his levies totally exposed to my now free cavalry on the right. And now my cavalry are going to absolutely clobber these levies. This is an Aspis companion cav. It's going to have no problem running all over these levies. And my opponent's going to try and screen his infantry forward. Here you can see his infantry coming forward, but the problem is it's too late. These levies have too low of a morale. I'm bringing forward another Aspis cav here to try and, sorry about that guys, just couldn't make sure that their morale is shattered. And here you can see I do succeed in doing that. All of these levies are routing. They're not going to come back to the engagement anytime soon. Over here on the right, my opponent did manage to rout my citizen cav, but I finally managed to wrap up the rest of his cavalry. And now in the center, his infantry have charged. And you can see here he does try to flank around my pikes, but I'm going to prevent this from happening by using my Royal Peltis as somewhat of a hammer to beat back his legionaries and keep them in front of my pikes. And you can see here I'm trying to click attack orders with my pikes. My Aspis companions are going to go after my opponent's general, and you can see I'm going to get into him without any problems. My opponent, to answer this, is going to split off a set of legionnaires. I have Aspis companions coming over on this flank, and here I'm going to attack these legionnaires and then support the fight with some Royal Peltists. In the center here you see I have two levy pikes holding up some legionnaires. My archers here, which are down to about half strength, are shooting into the backs of these legionnaires, which have joined to try and save their general. And here I've managed to box up his legionnaires, and my opponent does a smart decision here. He breaks off from the main engagement and goes to support the flanks here. The problem with my pike line is I allowed them to be split up, and now he's going to be able to get into the rear of these levy pikes. However, we're killing his general with the support of these archers, and these archers are also shooting into the backs of these legionnaires, I believe. Here his legionnaires get into a decent engagement against my pikes while they were shifting, so my pikes actually rout here, which is not good. But I do have Aspis companions coming, and my general is also coming to support this isolated fight out here. Here you can see my Aspis are going to go ahead and rear charge these legionnaires to try and save my pikes, and they land a pretty decent blow, but the problem is that my levy pikemen are still trying to engage these pocketed up legionnaires in the center. Over here my levy pikes are going to try and save my legionnaires, but to no avail. And now you can see my levy pikes shatter over here. My Aspis companions are now engaged with his legionnaires. Over here my general beats these legionnaires, but at the cost of my Aspis companions, which is somewhat upsetting, but what can you do? So now my opponent has 4 legionnaires left, and he's going to try to come over here and kill my Cretan archers, but that's okay at this point. They're basically out of ammo. He's going to isolate this Royal Peltist over here down in the corner. So at this point in the battle I have 2 Royal Peltists, one at about a quarter strength, which I just issued use the whip here because I don't believe that they will be surviving this engagement for much longer. So I'm going to try and do as much damage to them as I can. And then I also have this levy pikeman unit and a Cretan archer with still some ammo. So I'm trying to rush my general over here as fast as I can to get him within the morale bonus of those peltists. And there you see I get in range and I try to pop rally, but they rout at the exact moment I get in range, unfortunately. You can see, so now my opponent meets my general with a set of his legionnaires. My general will have no problem cutting up some legionnaires. And these 2 units are going to try and support this fight over here with my general. You can see here, this is kind of a mistake though. He uses these beaten up legionnaires to try and get around the flanks of my Royal Peltist general. He probably should have used his more healthy legionnaires because these guys were already suffering, and an extra 30 men wouldn't have really swayed the fight against my pretty much healthy Royal Peltist sword unit. So here you can see my opponent trying to flank around my pikes to get at my archers, and I'm simply just not going to allow that by pivoting my units. And that is basically going to be the end of this battle, guys. So thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll take you to battle stats here real quick, and you can see here it was a Pyrrhic victory. It was a pretty close fight there, guys. one of the reasons why I picked it. You can see here my Aspis Cav here doing 303 kills, this unit doing 160. This is probably the unit that killed most of his Velites, and you can see here I do a good job of neutralizing their effects. To my opponent's credit, he did do a pretty decent job of getting at my Mercenary Cretan Archers. Unfortunately, I feel like he was a little brash with his Javelins. He was playing it properly until he squandered his Javelins like that, and underestimated my own cavalry force in the area at the time. But yeah, guys, I really hope you liked this video. I certainly did. I love to play it. It is good to be back and making videos with you all again. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more content, guys. This has been Epic Big Bird signing off.